Hello everyone, Conor here. Just as a small disclaimer, some things we may talk about on the pod shouldn't be attempted or recreated. Remember to keep everything legal, keep it between the ages, and don't tear up the ground while you're on the pull. Hello everyone, what's the crack? You're listening to the Agri Automotive Podcast, brought to you by Limited Slip Differences, where we chat all things cars to cows. I am Conor.
And I am Michael. What's the crack, folks? And today we are in episode 27. And we did have to check that literally just before we started the podcast because we were both convinced it was 28. Even though the last podcast was our... What are you looking at?
I'm trying to see what where my episode notes are, right? Right, so just as a wee thing, because obviously note apps are the best thing ever.
Oh, note apps are class.
Well, in Apple's note app, you can do folders.
Oh.
So I've organised all my notes from like the farm and all that there.
Oh, seriously?
And the folders now, yes.
Jesus.
So I've learned.
You are well prepared.
So
that was your New Year's resolution.
Well, but I will like. Well, so fuck it, we'll get on to it. But anyway, like as you say, like I've just been clean flat out, and the notes thing for this episode to be fairly dry on it, hers.
I actually have a right few.
Well, that's
things.
good. If you like talking, if you like listening to Michael talk, by God, you're going to hear a lot of it this episode, like every other episode.
Aye, that's probably a bit more me based. But it's only, you know what? It's because
it's the Michael show with a wee bit of Conor.
You know what? It's actually because for the first while, in a good while, I actually got a chance to go out into the shed and actually do a bit of thinking. Like, actually a bit of proper, like, how am I going to make this work? How do I do this? Let's see.
See, the number one thing everybody wants to know is, did you research on it before you started doing it? You might have thought, but your mind thinks of wonderful things.
I have been doing a bit, but then there's things... I'll explain. We'll get on to it. I'll explain when I get on to it. I suppose first thing I want to actually talk about is... I seen a meme there from The Simpsons recently, and it's like... It's one of them episodes where Marge says to Homer, and I think it's like from one of the older Simpsons episodes, and she says, Fox turned into hardcore porn so quickly, I didn't even notice.
I was about to say, how did an animal turn into full?
No, like that's the quote. So like you see all these other things, you see that quote all over like Facebook, and I'm sitting here thinking at the minute, what recently... You
didn't get what I was saying there, did you?
Yeah, the fox animal.
Alright, okay.
Yeah, I just ignored it. But I was thinking, whenever we first started this podcast, what did we always talk about? What was always my heartbreak? What was always giving me issues?
Your life?
Okay. What red car with a Saab engine in it was giving me...
The Cavalier?
Conor, fuck up.
Oh, well, does it feel nice to get like that doesn't
it doesn't even have a Saab engine anymore because that engine went in the Sierra.
But still it had.
It did have at a point.
See, I was happy that worked out for me.
Well played, actually.
Ignoring me.
Anyway.
Your big mouth does that enough?
Yeah, I've taught you well. So, right, what red Ford car have I owned that gave me a lot of grief?
Well, I thought I was going to talk about the D-Turbo there, but no. Right, go on ahead.
Suffering, fuck of almighty. Right, okay. Right,
the Sierra.
Thank you, Conor. There we go, the Sierra, thank you. Right, what in the last few weeks has recently been giving me a lot of shit? What have I suddenly been fixing? And every time I fix something on it, something else breaks.
Mary.
Yes. Right. So the meme is now, the Sierra turned into Mary so quickly, I didn't even notice.
Why did you buy scrap?
Well, we talked about this, I think, in quite a few episodes where I look at things and go, I can fix that. Do you know what? When I went to look at Mary was perfect. It's just, I'm a bit more of a perfectionist. So, like...
If Mary was perfect, why just keep breaking down?
But it wasn't perfect. That's the thing.
So you're just saying Mary was perfect whenever you bought it?
No. I'm a perfectionist.
No, but you said when I went to look at Mary, she was perfect.
Did I actually say those words?
Yes.
Holy shit.
If you really want to, you can pause this here, you can do your wee editing finger.
I think I might actually do that. When I went to look at Mary was perfect. When I went to look at Mary was perfect. When I went to look at Mary was perfect.
When I went to look at Mary was perfect.
I can't believe... There's my ADHD. Like, I don't even remember things I say.
I'm now going to call you Goldfish.
That's probably right enough, to be fair. Anyway, whenever I
Or Dory Scullion.
Dory.
Scullin, sorry, Scullin.
Whenever like I went to look at it, it was working the very best, right? But whenever I got her back to mine, there were a few wee flaws, and we've just been working through those flaws to try and get her. Like, there was no lights on her, so I put a load of lights on her, and then when I'd done all the lights, I realised like all the wiring was absolutely diabolical. But I wouldn't have known that because obviously whenever I got her, the front lights turned on, like the work lights, the front turned on.
Whenever you went to look at her, you seen an 8210, you went,
aye. Well, here, look. Whenever I went to look at her, your man had her running for 2 hours. Like, I got to try her out. I got to lift stuff with it. I got to do all that. So, in that side of things, it was working perfectly. And it still does. It's just, like, stuff like that. Like, there was the issue with the starter. That same thing happened to me with the Davy Brown. Do you remember me and you went to lift the Davy Brown that time? And the last time that Davy Brown tractor started was when me and you loaded it onto the low loader. And then whenever I went to take it off your low loader in my yard, it wouldn't start.
No, the best of it was, so you rung me and said, right, you have a low loader, don't you? And I said, I do, surely. Could I have a land of it?
Yes.
And I said, aye, why not? What are you thinking of? And you were like, right, I have money that's just burning a hole in my pocket here, and I just need to get it out of it,
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of buying an old Davy Brown, and my first thoughts were,
why
the fuck do you want an old Davy Brown for? And you were like, well, in hindsight, like I could get it, I could fix it, and I could sell it and make a wee profit,
Which I did.
Right. That was all grand. So you came, you lifted the low loader, and I was like, sure, fuck it, I'll go for the spin too. We got to the man's yard, and we seen Davy Brown. My first thoughts were, that fucking money must have been burning a real hole in your pocket, but fair enough.
I got it cheap.
And then we tried to get it on the low loader. Now, the low loader is, I think, rated 10 to 12 tonne.
Yes.
For diggers.
Yes.
Didn't think a Davy Brown would not be wide enough barely for it.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
That never ever entered my mind.
And the brakes only worked on one side.
And
the brakes just
no, but it was, so you reversed it. You got the tractor more or less in level with the ramps. And I can mind looking at you going like, fuck, hey, if you mess this up, you'll wreck this tractor. And you looked at me going like, I didn't think this would be an issue. And to be fair, neither did I.
No.
But anyway, so that was grand, right? So you took attempt number 1 to get her up onto the low loader. And then I was like, fuck no, how long? You're just not 110%. Well, you braked. And she skidded. And I didn't know a tractor could drift off a low loader. But she drifted off the low loader.
That's terrifying.
So she went sideways down over it. And I was like, I know, you just get that lined up, you give a big old run for it, and you just keep her pinned. And attempt number 3 is the second attempt. I think you fucked it up, and then you give it another one anyway. But you got it on, and I was like, fuck, you'll have a wild hand getting that off. And you were like, I hope not. But aye. So where were we at there after that?
So then we wanted to take it off in the yard, and she wouldn't go. We stuck battery chargers on her, and we tried jump starting her and all this year. And then I pulled the battery charger off, left her up to Donald McChrystal, and Donald was like, that starter is fucked. So I had to go and put a new starter on her, and then started no bother after that. Then serviced her, gave her a good old service, done all the stuff to her, and then I used her to like top and stuff like that. So I drove her to my cousin's like 3.5 miles out the road, because I was like, great, if I'm taking this, like, I don't want to sell this to someone on the engine go, so you know what, like, I'll drive her. She'll be sitting at full revs for how many miles, this will be a good run for her. So I drove to my cousin's, topped the fields around theirs. It was actually great, because to get up theirs where it's at, it's up a lane and along the leaves, trees and branches. So the 110 or even the TM, like, you're basically, the wing mirrors is being battered by tree branches. The Davy Brown, no bother, straight up and.
So so then did you fix all the stuff? You fixed all the stuff with Mary then, right? Continue that story.
Okay, so fixed everything on her.
We're digressing too much.
Yeah, fixed everything on her. So
see, since that episode actually came out where I said I didn't know what digressing meant and then started to use it, everybody is now going, well, Conor, were you digressing there? Were you? You didn't know what that meant, did you not? I'm like, fuck off, keep your Oxford dictionary to yourself.
Back to Mary then. Yeah, well, so recently I had to put a new starter in her as well, and had to put a new alternator on her, and then just was the connections were all bad, and I've just, out of laziness and out of the fact that there's such a rat's nest below the, like, in below the dash, I've just disconnected anything that I don't need. So all I have running is lights. It starts, there's lights, and even now the battery light for the alternator, I've just literally hardwired it in. So a few things I got, getting things I got sorted. So now it starts first turning the key perfectly. Yeah, pretty buzzing. So fuck knows what'll happen next. Or I'll maybe get stupid, or I get a stupid idea and try and whack a turbo onto it or something like that. But we'll talk about that in a bit. But before we talk about any other machinery, we, on the what's new category, there's a couple of Friday nights ago, you may remember, it was quite snowy. So we had the right idea. We were talking in the group chat, and Stephen McMullen, one of our good friends, is a painter, and he had a bonnet from a car that was getting panels replaced.
Just about in there. See,
you're a fanny. Just about in there as well. You're no crack.
Why am I no crack?
Because you wouldn't get on the sled.
If I don't want to get wet, I don't get wet.
That wasn't wet.
If I don't want to get dirty, I don't get dirty.
If you don't want to get covered in snow and bounced up a road.
If I am cold, I don't stay out in the cold if I don't need to be.
I noticed that.
I'm just logical.
Oh.
Why put yourself through hardship when you don't need to?
Have you met me? I live for hardship.
Because at the end of what I was going to say was, it's funny, everybody you talk about is a friend of the pod, whenever they're also just a friend of you. You know, good friend of the pod.
I'm trying to make the pod sound bigger than it is.
Well, like, it would sound like all your friends are a friend of the pod too.
They are.
Well, they are.
No, so just Stevie actually listens. Like,
well, I understand that, but no, it was just a thing I always noticed where you're like, yes, good friend of the pod, and I'm like, well, he's your friend too.
that's like Dave Egan saying good friend of Drift Games. It's like, you're going to turn around and tell Dave Egan, well, no, Jimmy Oaks is actually just your mate, Dave.
But they don't say good friend of Drift Games.
They do, eh?
Did they?
Yeah.
I always just thought Jimmy Oaks was coming along. They don't say that they're a good friend.
Yeah, Jimmy Oaks, friend of the channel, etc.
Well, okay, fair enough, right?
But then we also remember I pick up on things and say things that I don't remember saying, so
all right,
there's
okay,
also that to consider. Anyway, so yeah, a couple of Friday nights ago, it was really, really...
I should actually... Are you fucked off? Yeah. I should actually just get... Well, I can't ask you to weld the bracket onto your seat to go up and behind you, but you know the way Tasty Gobshite have the wee number plates? I should just have one saying goldfish on top of yours.
I was going to say we get done for plagiarism, but then I just remember about our intro versus theirs, and then that thought goes away. Sorry, lads. Sorry. So a couple of weeks ago we did go up the Aura.
Sorry, yes, forgot we were even talking about that. But
yeah, a couple of weeks ago we did go up the Aura, and
yes, I don't like getting cold. I don't like getting wet.
it was really, really fun. So we had the bright idea in the group chat that we would
And the
decide
videographer. And the videographer.
say that we'd go and sledding up Aura. So it was really snowy there, and Stevie had a bonnet, and we took it and attached to the back of a pickup.
Well, we were originally going to take the Bora.
Yes, we were originally going to take the Bora.
The Bora
that's
was
right.
actually handling the snow very well, to be fair to it. But then again, automatic, it probably would. Or else you were just driving too fast and you've got serious rally skills about you. As long as your driving skills are better than your mechanicking skills, we'll be doing alright.
Aye, well, that's probably actually true enough, but it wouldn't be hard.
Well, at least you can give driving advice, not mechanicking advice.
Yeah.
Well,
the man who never learnt anything never made a mistake.
Have you ever...
No, the man who never made a mistake never learnt anything. That's what it is.
Shame you don't learn anyway.
That's true.
But yes, we were going to go in the Bora, and then we got to the place where we were going to lift another good friend of the podcast.
So we met Crath, and then we went up the road, or went up the Aura then, and we decided,
Sleeve the Aura, isn't it?
Is that what it's actually called?
Aye, Sleeve Aura.
Is it? I thought it was just the Aura Mountain.
The only reason I know that is because Kieran McNaughton, he's way... skiing. And then he just put in as the location, Sleeve Aura.
I didn't even know. I just thought it was the Aura Mountain. But we decided to go up it, and then so we decided, yep, we'll tie a ratchet strap to this.
Hold on. We were in the Bora, and we got to where Crest's location was, and then we went, No one fuckers in the pickup. We were even thinking about the Bora.
Aye, we all jumped into the pickup.
So we were like, you have 4-wheel drive? I do, aye. Can we go in the pickup? Oh, I suppose aye.
Suppose that makes sense,
Suppose
doesn't it?
aye. You know, 4-wheel drive versus 2-wheel drive. You know, it's not like there's no logic here. Then we all jumped in the pickup.
And yeah, so then me and Stevie getting towed up the hill with this pickup on a bonnet, and it was savage crack.
I learned you scream like a little girl.
Oh, I was between laughing and crying. Like
Laughing and crying.
Aye, because it was crying out of fear, but laughing out of fear as well. But how fun it was class crack. It was so fun.
And then Stevie tried to stand up on the bonnet.
Yeah.
And then he quickly realised
Yeah.
bad idea. Yeah.
And then as we got up to the top, we just got met with like a load of people stuck.
And Johnny may not, or may have been trying to steer you into big lumps of snow to get you off it.
Ah, okay. That would make sense. Because we did hit a lot of big lumps of snow.
Yeah. You didn't like think no.
No, because we were so busy. Because the sled would be like sitting facing, so there's two of us on, and like the sled would be more or less like full tilt sideways, and then I'd be like more or less staring at the straight back, and then I would have pulled it. The next thing, the sled would have turned around. The next thing, Stevie was then fully swung around. So we were like constantly drifting the sleigh, even like on the back. So we wouldn't have even noticed. We just assumed there was things coming. I didn't realise he was driving for the the big piles of snow on purpose, the dick. But
well, it makes sense. I was like, oh, steer over there.
we got up to the top anyway, and then it just become a siege of getting people unstuck. Well, you know the lad who was driving the 4x4 Transit?
Yes. So
He wrote
on
to
the
me.
way I know. On the way to Armoy, there was this transit behind us. We were like, or there was a vehicle behind us, anyway. We were like, fuck, he's driving, clean up our arse.
Yeah.
Like, does this boy think he's the Rodney or something? Then we got up, and realised, oh, is that the same transit? How the fuck is he even up here? And then
on closer inspection,
she has a set of BF Good Riches on her,
and a wee stamp on the back saying AWD.
and then it was a
That's the rod.
that is the rod.
So-
Then I quickly realised that my 2 hoodies, t-shirt, hat was outdone by everybody else's in like boiler suits, work gear and that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know I'm too cold to be out here. So
I ended up helping a few boys try to get their cars
this
on
is the
stock
thing,
up
right?
there. That was fun.
Everybody else jumped out for about 30 seconds with like, this is too cold. What does Michael need to do? He has to be Super Michael. He has to get out there and make sure that everybody's unstuck.
Yeah, it was fun. That was part of the crack. I enjoyed that.
And then I don't know how you weren't cold.
I don't know either. I think just adrenaline. Like, see, to be honest, like when you're standing there shouting at boys saying, right, pull you here, do this, do that, do this, we'll get this boy unstuck and you're doing this here. Like, you don't really remember the cold. Because I didn't, because I was so busy like shouting orders at people. And then doing that for like just even watching, like there was a bit where one boy had a Suzuki Vitara and he was trying to pull a Golf. And as he started trying to pull the Golf out, the next thing the Vitara started skidding towards like the drop, and I was like, oh fuck. So there's a lot of like, you know, moments where you're like, oh shit, like it was.
Well, there was one man, and I have to say, he must be able to drive some shotgun, and he drove a red BM. I don't know who he was, but he took that car
Aye.
where I did not think a car could go.
Aye.
So he could definitely steer.
Aye.
It also would seem that lowered cars, but they're not great in the snow.
No.
That would be probably logical considering that they're closer to the
But it's
ground.
interesting the way we were getting boys turned. So we were holding, like basically saying, oh, hold at the back, basically reversing boys into the snow at the back, and then saying, right, full cut that way and just steer. And then if they were steering and the car was turning, we would then all get round to the wings and just push them. And like basically
they put the handbrake on and then you just push the car around.
spin the car the other way. Like it was like, so we were doing that quite a lot. We'd done that with a few cars. And then there was like this, as we were getting further down the mountain, there was like this one lad with like a Mark 6 or Mark 7 Golf or something. And he was like, oh, I'm stuck here. And then like, is like, right, come on, I'm going to head on up here. And he like, first gear, just straight out to the hard cut, second gear, straight to the hard cut. And I was like, yeah, that's how you've got stuck, lad. You don't drive like that in the snow. Like, you don't drive limiter in the snow. The whole idea of driving in the snow is high gear, low rev.
Yeah.
Whereas he was sitting going, like, you know, and I was just like, chap, don't do that.
What was I going to say? Can't remember what I was going to say. Fuck. That just left me.
Alright, well then I'm going to move on to my
That's
next.
alright.
So, got the 300 sorted. I say sorted. The 300 has been lying since I stopped driving
What's the 300?
The Lexus.
So
yes.
just for anybody that has never listened to us
I
before.
suppose, right, okay, yeah. So I have a Lexus IS 300 as well.
No way.
Which was bought to replace the Altezza, and then it was so comfortable that I ended up doing none of my plans and kept it as a stock car. And then whenever my Bora gave me a lot of hassle there for a while and the Bora was out of action, I was driving the Lexus daily, which was, I've put serious miles on it. But to be honest, Lexuses are nearly getting to the stage where, like Sierras, mileage isn't going to matter on them anyway, so I don't really care.
You don't buy a Lexus because she has 80,000 mile and full service history.
And that's what you used to do with the Sierras. Even I remember, like, you know, whenever I got my car, boys were still advertising the mileage. Boys aren't advertising them on mileage anymore. Boys are just advertising them and showing pictures of them done underneath and saying engine's been this and like that there. You know, it's like, you know, there's boys out there, I'm sure there could be Sierras out there with 240,000 miles on them and them stone mint because they've been restored. So, and I think that's the way Lexuses are going to go too, to be honest, and all the Jap stuff.
To be fair, I got a good point in that story. I can mind the twin cam I was actually in at the port. When I said, "Oh, what miles is on it?" the one thing that was said back to me was the engine's been rebuilt.
Yeah,
miles don't matter in these things anymore because every one of them has had an engine rebuilt. So like you'd never sell them in miles.
Yeah, diff's been rebuilt, gearbox probably been rebuilt.
Might as well
all
be
new
a
bearings.
new car.
Yeah, all new bearings, bushings all around. Like, yeah, it's the same as everything. Like, I can't remember what my P100 reads. I think it's like 32 or something. That could be 132. It could be 232 for all I know.
More like the 232.
Probably. Don't care.
But anyway, going ahead, you were continuing. You have sorted the Lexus. So
well,
what did you do to the
basically,
Lexus?
it's been lying down the yard there for the last couple of months.
Yeah.
And I just haven't had time to get at her properly. So on Saturday there, I took her down the road and got a full absolute MOT wash underneath, so got her completely blown out. If she's going to sit in the shed, I don't know when I'm going to look at it next. So if it's going to sit in the shed, it may as well sit clean. So got it completely done underneath, got it really cleaned up, and now it's in the shed. It's all dry. Cleaned it out all the dirt and everything out of it, gave it a real good. So it's actually sitting probably the cleanest since the day I bought it at the minute. So eventually, when I get a bit of coin gathered up, get the Sierra finished. Well, there's not much more left to do. The Sierra, it just needs remapped again, a couple of other small bits and pieces, and get the P100 ironed out. I'll probably take into the Lexus next. So, but here we're talking months at this rate, because I'd say with just the limit of time I have at the minute, it's just going to take me a while to sort the P100.
Naturally, yeah.
Not that there's massive work in it.
No,
it's just I don't get that much time.
That's good.
So
that's bad. Sorry,
that's bad. But at least the Lexus is in here. It's dry. It's out of the way. Especially with all the wind we had recently, that was kind of like the Kickstarter. I was like, I need to get this thing out before like something blows down the yard and cleans into the side of it. So, did you remember what you were going to say?
Oh, was it now time for me to talk?
Well, yeah. You said you'd forgot, so I just kept talking.
Oh no, I meant I forgot what I was going to say in regards to the other story. Whatever you're talking. Yes. Well, in regards to myself, since we last recorded, can't remember when we last recorded because it's on the spot, but
it was over 2.5 weeks ago.
Was it?
Yeah.
Then.
This is we're pushing our luck with this one. How late this is?
Nearly better because a wee update on how warm we are. We don't have a heater going because it's actually being recorded during the day.
Yeah.
It is a Sunday, so next Sunday this will be out, or you'll be hearing this, and if you're listening to it when it's out, we record it the Sunday before. But it's actually daytime, and to be fair, his last 2.5 weeks been sort of madness. So I've no car updates because one car's lying here and the other car just really want to get it serviced. I've oil bought and that. I meant to actually mention this in the last podcast, but strangely, now I can understand not all motor factors are going to sell it, but went to 2 motor factors. So the idea was essentially just get oil and a filter, because who would normally service cars whenever you need it done like that, you know, and just for sheer handiness and all that crack.
You could service it yourself.
Yes, but again, I can't be fucked.
And there we have it.
Just saying. But anyway, went and personally, it was high mileage car.
Yeah.
And
You
just
want good
wanted
oil.
Just good oil. So you're thinking Castrol age, long life. Went to 2 motor factors, didn't do it.
Very few places. Castro's very hard to get.
And I was fucking raging because, right, I normally would have bought Castrol age on Amazon. Like £32 for 4 litres. Not bad, it's not dear. Didn't do that. I was like, I'll just go to motor factors whenever I'm out and about for work. Went in, and the best I could get was Kappa, which is made by what do you
No idea, honestly.
no
idea.
Valvoline mate,
Valvoline, right?
So
Valvoline
supposedly
be good
it's,
enough stuff.
supposedly it's Valvoline, just different names, so it's 20 quid.
Right, okay.
I was like, is this long life? No reply. But it's LS, so it's low sulfur, or low sash, that's what it is, low sash oil. I don't know what that means, but anyway, supposedly Volkswagens need that. So still haven't got it serviced. Hopefully get it serviced next week or 2. But so that was surprised that very little place do Castrol age.
Very hard to get Castrol, and when you do get it, like RTs and Cookstown do it, but it's so fucking dear. Like whenever I done the Sierra, I serviced the Sierra. Like,
but you were using 1060.
I
530 is far cheaper than 1060.
Well, I paid £103 for the 5 litres of Castrol age there last June.
Yes.
And sure didn't I did change the oil on a Tuesday night, took the car to work on the Wednesday, and on the Thursday my turbo went bang.
Fuck.
So
me.
I couldn't even reuse the oil because you don't know what would have.
Filings and all that. But well, my car's been running Motul.
That's what I'm going to run from now, because that's what Jack runs in the Skyline. If it's good enough for a 700 horsepower Skyline, it's good enough for me.
Michael at Type 2 there, he serviced my car last with 8100 XS 540. Says just he finds a really good quality oil, so fair enough. But I know, so Golf need to get serviced. Then in regards to farming, it's coming at that time of the year where slurry is becoming an issue for everybody. We have a storage tank that we used to have cattle up in one of the fields. Kept the tank just for extra storage, so it's basically been like I was going to go that tractor run, but that tractor run that you were at with Frosty, I was putting like slurry from one tank that was full. Our main feeding house has what we call a big tank. Basically, it's good capacity for a lot, so kept drawing into it, and then you only draw into it so much before it's sort of near full. So at home there, sorting slurry out. So on my Saturdays, and I took a half day there from work on Monday to sort it. And then it's now just, well, the way things worked out, loads of cows, calving, and mostly heifers, to be fair. So we've had, well, no, it's not big numbers. So like anybody that's got a herd of big numbers, maybe it's 20 calving on week. Fair enough. But we had 8, and whenever you're doing the 9 to 5, you're flat out, like, because if you start, regardless if you start at 6 or half 6, by the time you do that, and then say you have a heifer that's just coming in for the first time, getting her in and settled, she's naturally going to kick. And then it's like anything, when you have one issue arise, maybe a calves talk about sick or that, get it sorted. Then a cow's took mastitis, then getting it sorted, getting it jagged, then a cow calves, and then we'll need a bit of calcium in her, then you have to do that after milking. So there's most nights I'm not getting read up to 9, half 9, and then you're into the house and you're fucked for an hour and then you go to bed. But like, so that's more or less what's really new with me. Though actually I did get read up early one evening, and we went.
Pausing that because I still have a couple more things to talk about, and then we'll go into that.
Right, sorry. Well, we did get read up one evening very early. And we did do some different, but I'm now going to shut up so Michael can tell you more of what he's been doing.
Well, it's more just because you'll end up leading into the main topic. It's like, we're going to talk about the main topic, but first you're going to listen to Michael a bit more, and then people are going to be sitting going, right, next. So don't give them that false hope that I'm going to be stopping talking. So You're
If
just
they
not
really
listening.
want to skip you, lad, they'll skip you.
I don't
And if
blame
they really want to skip me, they'll skip me. And you don't really care. You really care about that.
Yeah.
But I'm all right with that because I skip me too when I listen to it. So it's all right.
Just swallow me a fucking spit.
Yo, Michael, you did, mate.
Anyway,
That took you off guard, did it?
fuck.
What? Right, you might have a hair cold, but you've got some serious spittle problems.
Yeah, seemingly so. Anyway, now I've recovered from my spit attack there. A few ones recently have been asking me about the P100 and
You're a
saying,
bad goldfish whenever you cough and don't spit.
at least I'm not dead yet. I've had a few ones saying to me about the P100 and like anything in the P100. So I know last time I'd taken it and I'd literally just put it in the lift. So for those of you who don't know, I am currently in the process of taking the hydraulics out of my Sierra and putting them into the P100. Now, at the front, this is going to be a fairly simple task. The rear, not so much because I have to convert the whole thing to independent rear suspension. But at the minute, I'm just trying to figure out. So, wait to hear this. I made a balls up, right? So I was making.
Michael made a balls up.
So I was.
This is going to be news to
So
me.
I was drilling the camber plates and the tires. The camber plates I used for the Sierra.
Yeah.
Well, I was drilling in the camber plates to put them in the P100 to line it up.
Oh, did you have to drill through your structure in the Sierra too?
Yeah. That's standard enough.
Okay.
That'd be standard.
Do you have to reinforce them?
No, they are reinforced, but I have a strut brace on. Nice. So I have a strut brace on, but P100. So what did I do? Drilled it in.
What did you do?
Well, I realised once I took the strut top out, that basically on one side I have them countersunk. So I can literally line the studs up in, so it means if the camber plate slides across, it's not clashing with anything.
Yeah.
I drilled it the wrong way around. So now it's a mirror image. And then I was like, oh, well, maybe it'll work for the passenger side. But then I remembered I made that fuck up in the Sierra. So I have both of them. So the Sierra has basically two drilled the same way, but one of them's drilled the wrong way around. So now with the P100, I was going to have to do this anyway, but I was originally going to do this. I have to get a second set of camber plates made up anyway. But I was hoping to use the P100 or the Sierra camber plates in the P100 because I know they worked. Like with like the camber and adjustability and like the strut bearing, the spherical bearing all I have, it worked.
You fucking ceased at me as me, boss.
Yeah, so basically
Your stupidity
sat and drilled.
is
Yeah,
class.
but literally I had it all lined up. Like it's literally perfectly accurately lined up. That's the worst bit. It's just I had it in the wrong place. I flipped it round the wrong way because I just didn't even notice. Like fucking raging. But it doesn't, like at the end of the day, you know, it doesn't matter that much because I had to make a new one anyway. I was just hoping I could reuse the Sierras on the P100, but now I'll just have to reuse the Sierras on the Sierra. So it's not really the end of the world. As long as the new spherical bearing, as long as the spherical bearing I have coming fits either the Sierra strut tires or I'm just going to have to modify it to work with the P100. Either way, it's not a problem. The rear of the Sierra the rear of the P100 is going to be a bit more of a bollocks because I have to weld onto the existing chassis and completely make up a new set system to run the Sierra system. But a lot of people do this, so there is a lot of help and guidance out there.
Which
So
you need to take.
I've already been doing that.
That's
oh,
good
I
then.
know that's one thing
that's
because
good then.
the thing is like it's going to take a lot of precision work, which I'm not normally that good at. But reality is, if I bolt that whole thing up and that's even like a mile out of place, that's your tracking fucked. You know, and the next thing your car be going down the road slightly, one wheel maybe.
Crabbing.
Yeah. So that all needs to be sorted out correctly. So that's stuff like that there. I'm going to have to. It's not difficult. It's very, very doable. It's just doing it right. So there's that. And then because I'm now putting the Sierra on coilovers, the standard Sierra, like the way you put springs and coilovers into Sierras, it's not like a Civic or like even any Japanese car or BM where you have like your 3 bolts at the strut top. It's not like that. It's just got the single bolt up at the top. So I've bought Avo coilovers because that's what fits Sarah's, and that's what I just got to run the rears. Although, to be fair, Mark 5 coilovers would probably nearly suit me better for what I want to do at the front, yeah. But anyway, I have the Avos. They're rated for the Fords and all, so the springs will be set up for the right way. So that's what I was doing, but you can't run, like, them coilovers aren't set up to run like the way you would run an S13 or a BM with the spherical camber strut top. So what I've done is I did a bit of research and found that you can buy these plates for Capris and Mark II Escorts for the spring tops. It basically holds the spring in place for boys that convert their standard shocks to coilovers. So I've got that, and then I'm going to use that and mount my designed up camber strut top on top of that, and that'll make me a coilover that uses all the Ford stuff, but it'll give me the camber adjustability I need. So yeah, that's
Be proud of yourself, Michael.
Well, it's technical, me. There's been a while since I've got a bit technical.
Yeah.
I've mainly just spent my time in the podcast going, fucking Mary, fucking nearly going on fire again, fucking cunt. But anyway, as you were alluding to earlier, we did get a bit of time to go to a show this week. Spring Farm Machinery Show at the Balmoral. How do you say it? Balmoral?
It's Balmoral.
Balmoral.
It's not.
It's not Balmoral.
It's not BARLMORL. No, sorry. It's not BARLMORAL. It's Balmoral. You're Balmoral.
Balmoral. I suppose Balmoral. All right, so we were at Balmoral Park.
The Balmoral show.
So general farm shows. Look, we've had a shoehorn this topic in because I know we said in the last podcast we were like, we're going to have a load more guests coming up in 2024. That was the plan, but unfortunately a lot of our guests are around the whole agriculture.
Some might think you're full of gas.
There's no thinking about it. A lot of our guests are like dependent on what events they're at or what they're busy doing.
They have stuff to do as well.
So both
aren't you as lucky you have just listened to us too?
Both guests and two backup guests. No one was free this weekend, so you're just stuck with me and Conor. So
mostly Michael. I just pip in a wee bit here and there.
But you can lead from here then, because I kind of stole the start up because you were already leading on to talk about it. So
we did get a bit of free time this week, and I got read up the cows and the farm at a sensible time.
Yes.
So we've a wee group there.
The farming simulator crew.
Yeah. So back in 2021, I was added to a script chat, and I was tortured for 2 months to buy a PS4. I bought a PS4.
We talked about all of this on episode 24, the games that made us.
So we have a wee group chat, and we basically play Farm Simulator. So
we're growing at age 30, but anyway, don't judge.
I'm not 30 yet.
It's not far away from coming, Conor.
No, sorry, wait, hold on. Michael's a grown man, age 30. I'm a child, age 29.
And 8 months.
is that the way we're going now?
No, it's 6 months. But you're literally, I think you're more or less 16 months. 16 months? You're literally 6 months
I'm just
younger than me. Aye. Anyway.
Right. Can I have a chance to say,
No.
Fuck you. So we actually went to, as a group, so the 5 of us, so there's Conor Kelly, Adrian McAllister, myself, Conor McGowan, Michael Scullen here to my left, and Adam McCartney.
Yeah, they'll all be buzzing because they've all got their mentions up.
Well, they've met their mentions,
well, like literally, if they don't get mentioned in a pod now, good didn't get mentioned this week.
All right, okay.
Conor Kelly's convinced he's been missed. There's one podcast since we've started that his name hasn't been mentioned. He normally comes up one way or another.
Oh, okay, right. So we went to the Spring Farm Machinery Show. It's good enough wee show, like, isn't it?
It is. I enjoy the Spring Farm Machinery Show a lot. Actually, it's probably my favourite of them all, to be honest.
For me, it feels like the show where the majority, like, there's not really many fathers and sons at it, unless it's like, the fathers
going to actually buy some.
30 to 40,
Aye,
and
yeah,
he's
yeah.
just bringing the young boy and the missus maybe, just to see the big machinery. But it's a show, I'd say, mostly for contractors, to be honest.
Contractors, and I'd say just a lot of people.
A lot of young ones, like green merchants and that.
Yeah, a lot of interest in machinery. But the thing is, you're probably comparing that to the Winter Fair, aren't you?
No.
Really?
I'm comparing it to the Balmoral show.
The Barmore. But the thing is, well,
there's no livestock at it, so anybody that's interested in livestock obviously isn't really going to go. And like there's very little of the elder generation that does still farm could be bothered going and looking at tractors and all that. Like, don't get me wrong, you probably enjoyed it a bit more nighted for, like, yes, it's machinery, but like you just go to an open night of a dealer and see the same things, if you get me.
but I don't get chances to go to them sort of things.
Well, I haven't had this year either, but no, like, sure, we get in the door, and I'm not gonna lie, I was in dream mode, just having a nosy round.
That's class.
And then Conor McLaren came over and spoke, and told, I was like, well, have you the bank account ready yet to buy a few bits and bobs? And he was telling me what he's maybe changed. So he's bought a fresher Fusion 3 Plus. I think it's a 22 model, so it would be very close to a Fusion 4. So he was chatted to him for a few minutes. Then we looked at the major tankers, and we just sort of walked around it. It's a good old show. Few interesting things at it.
Yeah.
So Bauer had a tanker at it, which is not a brand I would really know or hear much about. I don't think it'd be strong over here.
Bayer. I mean, was it Bayer or Ryer?
Bauer, so
Was
Bauer.
it Bayer?
Aye. Big 3.5 or 4,000. I think they do. Yeah. Some tells me, now I could be talking shite here, but they're more like an English brand.
I thought German,
but like there'd be more presence in England instead of over here. Like,
well, yeah. Local boys tend to buy local over here.
True, but then again, like, sure, you've Red Rock, Hearn, Slurry Quip, NC, like the whole works.
Slurry
like
Cap, the whole work, yeah.
But in regards to interesting things I seen at the show, no, a lot. Just the usual stuff, like
There was less
like well
big stuff.
As bad as it sounds, like a silage trailer is a silage trailer. We discussed that you still prefer the older style Red Rocks with the red top.
Yeah, 100%
I have now
compared to the
grown
grey.
to the grey ones, even though they haven't laser etched the Red Rock on the top grill. I've grown to enjoy it. What really else was?
I don't know why, but there's something about MDE's stand with the buck rakes. Their buck rakes are just class.
Don't like them.
Really?
Oh, I don't like. Now I get the push off fold out is a good job.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I never liked the idea of push off buck rake. I've never hardly buck raked in my life.
See, I think for the likes of me, or well, rather you, if I ever actually was to do something with, say, like the likes of my map bro, now I get my
you'd be getting a push off buck rake.
100%, because I have 4 different levers and it's all cable operated.
Aye,
so it's
but
literally
at the same time, do you have a spill valve at the end of her?
Oh, I will say hydraulic, like, but
no. Do you have a spill valve at the, with your hook on bit? Why am I can't.
Oh, yeah.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah. But for me, like, I'm more thinking for, So
she wouldn't have the hydraulic flow, would she, to flick?
Well, not that, and even at that, if you're trying to flick, like you'd be lifting up, like, what you can do obviously with a joystick is you can pull back and tilt at the same time, whereas like literally you'd need to have fingers the size of hands.
You need to be Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, you'd literally need to be able to, like, you'd be doing that there the whole time, like if you were trying to do that whilst operating the push-off.
Do you ever drive now like 300 series tractor where
like
the
a
actual
3075?
No, like a 390.
Oh, no, sorry, 3000 series, sorry.
That doesn't have a loader joystick, and you have to use the other levers down there for the balls.
Yeah, well,
when you're used to anything else.
For me, like, or for you, because you're going to be the one that does it, like, if we ever actually end up doing something around here, like, you're literally going to be lifting this one here, lift it up, and then you'd be tipping with this. Whereas if you can literally lift up and just tilt her forward, and you can just use the lever over here to push, like, a push-off buck rake for the likes of me would be much better.
Like a wee 8-foot Red Rock or something.
Yeah,
Yes.
or a Wiley or something like that. There, yeah. But
Well,
the MDE stuff's class, like.
MD have a dump tiller out. It's nice enough looking. I don't like the way the front, you know, greedy board bit is as long as it is, but I'm just being picky. What else did I really notice?
Was it the high spec compactors?
There's one thing. So I never actually noticed or really looked at it close enough, but high spec
Jesus, starting to
Had
get one
a-
out there now.
had a compactor.
Holy shit!
Why do we always record in bad weather?
To the point where people aren't going to hear us. We'd need a cut for a second. Genuinely.
And we'll go in again.
We had literally had a pause there because the weather literally got so bad and we were talking there you couldn't have heard us.
No. So you're talking about the compactor there.
Yeah.
So
You were saying that you didn't notice this or something?
So we didn't notice this at the time, but Grassman then done a video, and in their video it was they showed yes the silage trailer, but they have a compactor dump trailer,
Right.
push off dump trailer, which is actually fucking genius.
Yeah, that's a good idea actually.
Because you know you're never. I know because you know with the siblings' houses and that there, you've been dump trailer and stuff here and there and all the rest. Power lines and all are an issue, whereas they're not an issue with a push off. But the only thing is, if you have gravel or if you've concrete or certain things,
Horrible old noise.
it could be a disaster. So it need to be good nylon seals at the side of it.
It is a really good idea the way it works. So I personally, I don't know what to think about them compactor silage trailers. Like, I think they're, I don't know, I'm maybe a bit far away here, am I? I think they are like a great idea. Then do you have to run a PTU on them? I thought they were all hydraulic. You see, that one there had a PTU. Maybe she was that ground drive thing.
Aye.
See,
You think about it. If you're taking that trailer and say there in the summer, dry grass, you had probably about 6 ton of dry grass on behind the feet. So it wasn't a mad pull. Like,
no, not really. You talk about it being a 15-ton trailer, like, but
you'd probably
realistically,
about 6 ton of grass in it.
aye.
You compact that down,
Oh, aye.
you're probably getting 11 ton maybe.
Easily, aye.
Probably, maybe not as much, but something similar to that. Well, like you probably would in certain, like in grain or in maize type of ground. Aye, ground drive would be handy because you're then technically 8-wheel drive.
Yeah, she just pushes her on.
Or
Like.
else I'm near sure you possibly put the tractor in neutral and use the trailer to drive you.
Oh, I don't know if you do that.
Not entirely sure because obviously you need to match the speed the tractor and the trailer. Because
Do
the
you?
trailer would then be pushing the tractor and the tractor's in the different speed, if you get me.
Well, that's why it's ground drive, is it not? Could you do that? Can you do that? Can you use any normal tractor, or does it have to be a tractor specifically with ground
no
drive?
idea how.
Don't know whether. So we're not well enough qualified to talk about it.
But it was the first time I was over there, and we got talking to Adam Cooper and that, and it's like, oh, so my question to him was, oh well, he is any new gear bought, and I was like, he's thinking that there's a hitch 2, he's going to get another hitch 2, and he was like, that's ours. And I was like, huh? He's like, that's ours.
We're coming up on Friday morning here now to lift it.
And then I was like, you hardly drive all the way down here. But no, on Friday morning, he had a Snapchat up, or on Facebook. Yep, he was down in the new M series, lifting the trailer.
It's there's a lot of that I've seen. Like even
I
like
do not like the hair in trailers though.
I don't think it's what I would go for if I was given the opportunity to pick a silage trailer. There's definitely other ones out there, like the Red Rock's probably what I'd go for. Kane's nice. The new K-Quip's quite a nice trailer. The NCs are pretty cool. There's a few trailers.
Don't like the NC. Donnelly's are really nice just for their simplicity.
I like a Donnelly. I do like a Donnelly trailer.
I like K-Quip's idea where it's nearly like a multi-purpose trailer. That's a good idea, though. On the wee tires, it does look very small.
Yeah.
The new classic Canes, it's funny when you see them in wee tires because realistically
They're very small looking.
that's only because wee tire. Like you look at that hair, if you put that hair in the same tires as the Cane, it'll make it look like a big tooler in wee tires. So, and plus with every new tractor that's 150 to 200 horse now, looking like absolute giants compared to what they used to.
Yeah.
Like for instance, you put a 150M against a TM, she'll make the TM look small.
Yeah, that is true. But I suppose something else that then we were talking about off the back of that was there was a stall outside.
We have a bird.
Have we a bird?
We have a bird up there.
Oh dear. Okay, we've got another pet for the podcast. Patsy, you're being replaced. Have we actually got a bird?
Huh?
Have we actually got a bird?
It's up there. You see it up there in the rafter.
I can't see it.
Seriously?
No.
See where the perspex is on the wood. beside it.
Oh, aye. Oh, aye, so it is too.
I don't know what sort of bird it is.
I just hope he doesn't shit on me.
That's what I was thinking, to be honest.
Right, well, we might just keep recording until he does. Or maybe here,
No, we'll just...
it's our first audience since Creth on episode 3.
That's
I'm now
right.
getting nervous performing in front of him.
Oh, don't shit yourself.
I'm starting to get self-conscious in case he doesn't like what I'm saying. The bird won't like what I'm saying, Anyway. But anyway, something else, kind of debated a topic of conversation on the way home. So, I'll not get into it too much, but going forward, I'd like to get something new. A new vehicle.
New daily, right?
New daily, right? So, I've been driving the Bora. Oh, he doesn't like it. Oh no, he's literally primed. See, if he dumps straight down top of the camera, I'm going to lose my shit.
You're going to shit yourself then?
I'll show him who's boss. I'll climb up there and fucking dump on his head. I've been touring for a long time because you have the likes of Audi A6s and 530Ds or an E-Class Merc. I like that sort of design. Where's he away now? Oh, he's still up there, is he?
Yeah.
I like the idea of one of them, but to be honest, everything I look at, car-wise, I just go, there's a wee voice in my head just goes, lower it. Lower it.
Well, the wee voice in my head is the same, because sure, I got the Golf and I'm going down farm lanes and stuff, and I still lowered it.
Then obviously going forward, I would like to build the second Sierra, and I would like to be able to have a way of means of pulling it. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, for what I'd be looking to buy, you're in the same sort of territory price wise as a pickup. So obviously a pickup's probably not going to be as well finished inside as a BM.
Not anymore.
Really?
No, they're an expensive vehicle nowadays.
Well, that's true.
Depends what you go for, obviously.
So we were looking, now we could easily have this conversation finished in 5 minutes, because it'd be like, well, what should you buy as a pickup? Oh well, they're an Amarok or a Hilux, nothing else, job done.
But what we're going to do is we debate.
We're going to dissect this out a bit, because
fuck you and the different words there.
There was a few things that kind of got on our minds. But Conor, if you were going out to buy a pickup in the morning, what would you buy?
Well, that's a very easy answer. And I'll explain, because I don't want this to be a 5-minute conversation, because we have time to fill.
Yes.
And that's just the long and short of it.
That's that one, yep.
May as well get the wee story out there too.
Yes.
So, yes, at home we have a 2-litre Amarok.
Yeah.
And so I've experienced it. She is an automatic Highline. So she is...
Very few of them not Highline, as you pointed out to me, but I looked it up on Used Cars NI. They're nearly all Highlines.
Yes. So the Highline pickups I have generally found is you've just trim levels.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really get options on them.
Not really, no.
So hers is the Highline automatic. So she has the heated seats. She has sat nav. She doesn't have bars on her, but when we got her second hand.
Okay.
She came with an Upstone Revolve back on her. Do I think the back, now in regards to the back, it's just a cover. So the person who owned it before us was into horses.
Yes.
And was like a horse school or something like that. Do I think it's well looking on her? Yes, because it is essentially just a big rubber thing with checker plate in the middle of it, with what looks like 2 spoilers on top of it.
Okay.
So things to tie stuff down on, But she's good. With a Highline, they also come with a chrome bar at the side of them, but they don't have chrome bars at the front.
Right.
Fog lights and all that crack. Personally, if I had spare income and was going to put money into it, I'd have bars in the front. I'd take that ugly thing off the back of her, and I would put on the bars with the cover that you can lift up in the air,
Yeah.
or possibly a slide,
A roller.
a roller, so that you could put stuff in.
The
handy.
rollers are a good job.
But if from that there, then it's a good driving pickup. I'm not going to take anything away from it. So many people said about the 2 litre, oh, it's small engine. Like, for me, at the end of the day, like, it pulls grand, so it's not a case of engine size being like the size of your dick. You know, yes, everybody's going to say 3.2 in the Ranger and different things, but
Well, you can get the 3.2 V6 in them as well.
no, you get 3 litre V6.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
a 3 litre, that's right.
Yes.
And they are a V6. Is the Ranger a V6 or a straight 6?
I think it's straight 6.
Yeah, so I was thinking too.
But from that, I personally prefer, because of the DRLs and all on it, the facelift of the Mark 1 Amarok.
Okay.
So if I was to buy one and could source one, it would be a blue Amarok, because not that long ago they were known as the businessman's Jeep.
Yeah.
Because they just had all the amenities that you ever want, and because it's a Volkswagen.
Yeah. So it
You know,
drove
it's-
like a car, nearly.
So like, don't get me wrong, over a bumpy road, because of the leaf springs in the back, you know you're in a bumpy road. They are a big pickup.
They are a big pickup. They're a
But
lot
then
wider.
you have parking sensors on it, so, and I suppose the new ones come with a reversing camera as well. I'm sure the new, like, the later of the V6 ones probably have like CarPlay and that, so you've all your amenities there and your heated seats and stuff. Leather seats, so you can jump in your clothes a wee bit cleaner and they come up like new again. So I would go for a V6 now. Having again watched a video that Grassman done, the V6s do take a map very well, and they map out to 300. Not a problem. That's just a standard map on them. Having since me old fella upgrading to, just for his everyday car if he's going somewhere, getting an A4 with a V6 in it, so it's 230 brake.
Easily map away on it.
Such a nice driving engine, like. So I would basically go with one of them. You're the one that's looking to buy one though, so what about you?
I don't think I'd really entertain the Amarok.
Why?
I don't know. For me, whenever I think pickups, I think Hilux.
Yes, in my own personal opinion, the new Hilux is well looking.
In my own personal opinion, you're completely fucking wrong.
So I'll tell you why. So the Hilux, say 20, you know, the 2013, 2014 shape, the last of that one.
Yeah,
that was a good looking.
they were nice.
That was a
Yeah,
good looking pickup. Yes, the new ones. I was in a high spec, newish version one, right? The interior compared to the Amarok, I thought was a bit wild looking. Now the pre-facelift Amarok that we have is nowhere near as nice of a place to be as the V6. The
Okay.
V6 inside looks
It's
very
basically
similar
a
to
car.
it looks like a Golf.
Yeah.
Or very similar. But in my own personal opinion, like the newer Hiluxes, I think, you know, compared to what else is out there, are well looking. Plus, supposedly, just from hearing stories, the newer Hiluxes are nowhere near as good a thing, going wise, engine and all that, like the 2.2s and that. I think they're 2.2.
2.4
2.4 is dead as a doornail compared
to the 2.8 and the 3 litres.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the same as, that's the way they're all going.
But like, there's our Amarok is unmapped. She's 180 brake, and it's more than enough power. So it's essentially just a GTD engine. I think probably with a bigger turbo for more torque. But yeah, but continue, sorry.
I see. And then there's the Ranger. But
The Ranger was the, like, everybody had a Ranger.
Everybody did have a Ranger. The 2.2s are incredibly dead, and they're the same issues as the Transits and
Wet timing belt.
injectors.
Oh,
And then the 3 litres had a problem with jumping timing.
okay.
And 60,000 miles, timing going, gearboxes breaking, like overheating.
In regards to the looks wise, I think that the Ranger is okay.
The Ranger with the Raptor front end.
But the thing that I don't personally like about the Ranger is, if I look at the back of an Amarok, she's nice and boxy, and you have your wee arch-on bits stuck on, but your wheels don't look like they're set in 50mm or 100mm.
I wonder
Because the Ranger looks like a boat has been set on top of two axles. Whereas now I know the new Amarok is obviously a Ranger, and I think they're well looking. Whereas the old Amarok looked like it was meant to be on them axles.
Yeah. No, and you're right. It's like as if someone designed it up and then just went, yeah, but we'll just put these tires on it. But I would say with the likes of the Rangers, whenever you get the ones like likes of a Wild Track or whatever, and you get like boys put the big 6-spoke wheels on, like I don't even know who makes the wheels for the off-road stuff, and they're wider. They fill out the arches, looks far better.
But a bitch in fuel then.
Well,
you're not buying a pickup for your fuel.
You're not buying a pickup to be good in fuel, like, and it's not going to be as bad to fuel as the Lexus. But then I suppose looking at other things, then the Lexus, the Hilux, and the Ranger are probably about the same money, right? But they're very expensive, and they're probably just ever so much out of my price range.
Okay.
Like, maybe, do I want to pay that extra £100 a month? I don't know. Do I? I don't know if I do. Then,
but you need to look at it in the aspect of, right, you're not hauling cattle every day.
No.
Well, you might be going to the market every so often, right? Okay. You want something then that drives as nice as a car as possible, because you will be doing big miles.
Because it is mainly for driving, and I suppose I just want something that covers.
You want something with good amenities in it as well.
I just want it to be that whenever I do decide, like, I want to be able to tow cars, like, even if I have to tow the Sierra to places, or like if I want to go to Mondello, like to do a drift games bash with a Sierra, like, I don't want to drive it down. And I just don't like borrowing things off people. Well, I may have to borrow a trailer, but I don't, like, even here at the minute, I'm currently borrowing your tractor to take the fate to your man, and I feel like a dick for doing that. Which, it's not an issue, but I just hate borrowing. It's probably a sense of pride. So I want to, like, if I'm deciding to take the Sierra down till like Mondello or whatever, like, I want it to be safe. I want to be covered, because that 1 or 2 days a year you're doing that, like, you can do it in your own time, you can go down yourself. The reality is, I want a pickup anyway. So if I had decided to go and buy an A4, A6 or whatever, I'd still need to be finding a way to get the stuff down the road, and I'd still be spending that money that I'm spending on a pickup on one of them. So I don't know if it justifies, but in my head it does. What
pickup, if you had to buy a pickup in the morning, what would you be buying? Take money and all out of it, what would you buy?
Probably a Hilux.
Okay, no, fair enough.
But as I say, the Hilux and the Ranger are about 10 grand dearer than the likes of a Navara. And them new Navaras are a great looking pickup.
They are
a great driving pickup. And since 2014, they haven't split in half anymore.
Well, I've heard reports that Navaras they're a comfortable place to be.
Yes.
But now this is obviously very biased because I have one. For me, the likes of, whenever you're getting something like that and it's not to tow every day of the week, your horsepower and torque goes out of the window, to be honest, because you don't need it.
No, you don't.
What you're sort of looking at is you want something that, if, for instance, something in regards to the Sierra or something out there, you want somewhere but you can set stuff in and you don't really care, power wash it out.
Yeah,
that's great for a pickup. You want something that looks good, because you might not want to lower it, but you want to put bars and lights and all that there,
and wheels and all
the
that.
cool stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
And obviously now, because we're getting old, you want somewhere it's just a nice place to be with heated seats, amenities and all.
A good infotainment system as well. So,
for
like,
you, the only two choices I can see realistically is either Navara or V6 Mark 1 facelift Amarok.
But then they're too old.
How?
Well, I'd be wanting to buy something that's sort of 2020, 2021.
Why?
Because I plan on getting rid of it again in like 3 or 4 years and trading up again.
Well, the only thing is, if you buy something that's 2 year old now, in the following year it'll take a bigger hit than the other things will take after 3 more years.
Yes, but then you've less of a deposit to pay on the next one, because I was thinking about this, right? So people tell you the Hilux holds the money better, right? But if you're spending 30 grand buying a Hilux, okay, now, and in 3 years' time you go to give it back and it's 15 grand, what's the difference between spending 20 grand or 22 grand on a Navara, and in 3 or 4 years when you go to give it back it's worth 10 grand? It's still...
This is the other thing, right? And I'll use again as an Amarok as an example. You could go and buy an Amarok at 26,000. I can guarantee you she'll still be 17,000 with 100,000 mile on her.
In 3 or 4 years' time.
Easily. Amaroks are getting dearer, not cheaper. I could probably... We got our Amarok at a very good time because the V6 was being sold very well, and it was 2019. It was 2019. And because they needed new stock to come in and ours was sitting a while, we got ours at very good money. We would have made 4 grand in our pickup if we had sold it 2 years ago. We would make 2 grand in our pickup now because she's only got low miles on her. Even if we put 40,000 miles in her pickup, she would still be worth good money. And plus, the other thing is, she will not rot.
No.
Supposedly I've heard ones that have got them washed and they can't really get over how clean they are underneath. Now, I can understand if somebody has been farming one for 10 years, I can't, say anything about that. But, and plus...
I've heard horror stories about Hiluxes straight off the bat.
Hilux is like the back end, But then again, it's Jap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the problem on this one too.
The
L200s.
The other thing is fuel economy, because if you're doing miles, you'd rather have something that's doing 35 and 30.
Well, that's the thing. That's actually what I was going to say. The L200 is nearly more economical. Conor Kelly's L200 is very, very economical. He would try and steer me down the route of an L200 all day long. That's his dad's one as well. It's very nice. It's the newer one.
Big.
Yes, they're not big. They're basically it's like the interior of my Bora. Like the Bora.
It's even worse. It would be that was like sticking 5 people into the Polo.
It was very wee inside.
Now, I jumped into my own pickup after that, having been in that. Now, I will grant it, Conor's L200 is class.
Oh, it's deadly.
It give me a far better word on them than what I had on them before.
Oh, really?
Because his is a facelift of what I was in before, I'm near sure.
The older Mitsubishis, like Da had a Mitsubishi pickup, so how far are we going back here now? We could be going back 20 years. And I remember he had a Mitsubishi L200, like one of the earlier ones, before he bought. He was obviously going to buy another Isuzu Trooper. Yes. But, he was probably testing out the market just to see what else was there. And he said he had the L200s. He says it did none but spin. Said it couldn't tow worth a fuck. He hated it. So I, for a long time, was like, Mitsubishi's absolute scrap. But that one of Conor's is good. But then again, Conor's doing pretty much what I'm doing. I think Conor says the tow bar might still have all the paint on it. He
says it's rusted. It's used that much.
It's never used.
No,
never used.
But then the other thing is, you obviously want an automatic one.
Yes.
Right. Which one has the nicest automatic gearbox? Amarok is torque converter, 8-speed.
Which brings us quite nicely on to the other spanner that thrown in the works recently, and I know you are not keen in this, and I know a few other people who have said the same as you. But that Spring Farm Machinery show, we seen the stall of the KGMs.
Yes.
Formerly known as the Sangyong, or however the fuck you say it. So it's a Musso. Don't laugh. But the thing is, when you have to say but, automatically you're starting off on the wrong foot. So they're 2.2, they're 204 horsepower.
Yes.
They're incredibly well finished inside.
Yes.
Incredibly well finished. And they look fucking class. They genuinely do look class.
I don't agree so.
You don't think they're nice looking?
Right, I know I'm going to sound like... what's the word for it?
Elitist?
Yes.
A bit up yourself?
Yes. Yeah. I'm not going to lie, right? Yeah. To be honest, right, it, as bad as it sounds, it's like this. I would rather now go and buy a pair of Blundstones than a pair of Hogs, or I'd now rather go and spend £70 on a Tommy Hilfiger shirt compared to going in and spending £10 on a Primark shirt. That is totally brand led, and I know
it is, but The thing is, I don't want to be in the position where you are constantly trying to prove to people that you've made a good choice in life.
As bad as it sounds, if you pull up to someone's yard, or even if you drove down to mine and you're in a Hilux, a Navara, or an Amarok, everybody's going to automatically go, fuck, there's a nice Jeep, because you'll have bars on it, you'll have big wheels and all that crack. You pull up in a Musso, the fuck do you buy that thing for?
But my thinking is, but this is me trying to twist the world to see how I do it, and automatically it's me trying to prove a point, which means it's the wrong thing to do. I'm sitting here thinking, that Musso, you have 5 years warranty.
Okay.
It's the top of the range model is 31 grand. So it's 20 grand cheaper than even the top of the range Isuzu,
yes.
which I haven't even entered us talking about, because the 1.9s, I've been told, are so pitiful and they're so underpowered to the point they're dangerous.
They're a good looking Jeep though.
Deadly looking Jeep, but I don't want to
They're
drive.
better looking than the Hilux.
100%, but the 1.9s are so underpowered that they are horrible. Boys have said they're a horrible engine.
But is the older ones, are they better?
The 2.5s, yeah.
Yes, what year do they go up to?
In 2019. See, that is something I would have considered. Like if Isuzu were still doing the 2.5 twin turbo,
You're not looking to buy a new Jeep though.
but I'm looking to buy something that'll hold the money enough. I don't want to buy something older either. I want to buy something that's 40,000 mile, 50,000 mile. When I go to trade it in, it's in 110, 120,000. You
Yes.
know, not something that's 80 or 90,000.
No, I understand that, but still, you can.
And within a year of ownership,
you know, ours came. I'm near sure 5 or 6 year old, and she had only 53,000 mile on her.
Yeah.
You also don't want to buy something that's towed the life out of either.
No, I don't. You're right. Well, no, you don't for structural things, but it would be a better
And
going
another
engine.
thing is as well, like, they look cool and all that, but you definitely wouldn't go for BF Goodrich's if you're just driving the roads
No, I
9
don't
times
think
out of 10.
Back to the Musso.
Sorry.
But at the same time, if you went, kitted it out, put the bars on it, put the over fenders on it, put the bigger wide wheels and all on it, if you done that and genuinely made it look cool, would that change people's perceptions?
If to me it's just polishing a turd.
Because I know, like, you could go out and buy a Dacia in the morning because it's cheap,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't want to buy a Dacia.
Because it's essentially just an old Renault Clio and new clothes.
Yes, and it's basically just this old thing where, and you're kind of, now the Sanyon Young, whatever you,
And I
however
am
you said it,
sounding very up myself.
the KGM uses, it's a Mercedes engine.
Well, we all know how the Mercedes X-Class went. They made 12,000 of them and then nobody bought them, so they stopped making them. And they were a good-looking Jeep.
They were a Navara.
I know they were.
They were a Navara. And that's, I think
And
that,
somebody near me has one, and that is actually a real. It's better looking than the Navara.
but, oh, of course it was. But the thing is, it's like, why, it's either pay, like, whatever it was, probably 20 grand more for a Mercedes pickup, and it literally, I mean, like for like, was a Navara. You know, like, so why, most people's going to go, I'm not buying a Merc when I can buy the exact same Jeep. So the same reason why a lot of boys buy Renault trucks now. They're a Volvo, like, they're the same as a Volvo.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, this is going to make me sound like an elitist prick.
Yes.
Make me sound like I'm up myself. Like, I know how to make cars look good.
Do you, Michael?
Yeah.
Does your Sierra look good?
Yeah. Most vehicles I have look pretty good. Even the Bora in its standard car. I'm joking. But the general rule of thumb, I have a good sense of style, a good head for style. I am wondering, like, the KGM, if you were to go to the effort of doing all that stuff and taking all the pictures of it,
Yes.
would people take you more seriously, or is it just my little Instagram following that would take me more seriously? Because the reality is,
How long are you going to keep it pick up for?
3 or 4 years.
You'd like to
from
get maybe 5 years out of it, right?
5 years, yeah.
Pay 3 years, 2 years free in your pocket, right? Okay.
Something like that.
For me, to be honest, now I could be wrong. This is just my own. This is fully my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You get your Musso, say 35,000 all in.
Mm-hmm.
She's now
It's not even 35 all on. It's
by the time
31,
do-
hold on.
Aye, but by the time you fuck about with it and do all your bits and bobs to
okay,
it.
yeah.
So she's probably 34 all in, right? Say 35 for handy counting, right? You drive her for 5 years. You put on 100,000 mile on her. What are you realistically going to get for that in 5 years' time? No market for it. Who's going to buy a 5-year-old one of them?
And if they are, the person that's going to be buying it is going to specifically buying a 5-year-old Mosso because he's going to be wanting it cheap.
Yes. Say you get 10,000 for it with 100,000 mile on it. Now, I
You'd
could
be
be
lucky.
wrong and they could take off and they could be the best things in sliced bread.
I'm saying I'd like to be on that trend.
Right.
Because they are class.
But the same thing, if you go for the likes of your D-Max, your Hilux, or your Amarok, that at the minute is 24,000, 9 times out of 10, you're buying that sort of thing.
It's going to be worth.
Have bars on it.
Yeah.
It's going to be well finished with 40,000 mile. Now, you say 5 years down the line, you sell it even with 125,000 mile on it. Yes, you'll probably in that time, you're going to have to do gearbox oil changes because of automatic. You'll probably have to do a timing chain. I still think the cost of running that there is going to be a lot better. And whenever you go back with that, you've still got something worth 15,000. So you're only losing 10 grand over 5 years, not 25 grand.
Yeah, I know. This is the thing. It would just take someone
And if
really.
you have a real nice Amarok, that's an easy sell for him to sell on again to somebody even cheaper again.
The reality is, you've seen a couple of them Great Walls driving about. You ever seen the Great Wall pickups? One of your boys from Farmflex has one. That fella Alan.
Does he?
He has a Great Wall.
What's a Great Wall?
It's a Chinese pickup,
Okay.
right? With no disrespect to Alan, I've met them pickups coming along the road, and the first thing that comes into my head is, there's someone who bought a pickup and didn't want to pay for a good one.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
as bad as that sounds.
It is. And it's like, again, if you're a businessman, right, and you're a traveling salesman, right, what car are you going to buy? You're going to buy a BM, you're going to buy an Audi, you're going to buy a Mercedes. You're not going to buy a Ford Mondeo.
Here's a classic
We can't even
example,
buy
right?
them anymore because they're not making them now.
Here's a
But
classic example, right? I can mind in work a couple of years ago anyway. So I was in a scenario where I had to go and lift a couple of things to bring them back to work. And essentially I had to borrow, because my car was out of commission, it was getting serviced or that there, but I had to borrow the pickup.
yeah,
What was the first thing that the person came out with? Jeez, boy, you must be making some dough with that job. And the second thing was, fuck, she's a nice horse, she's a nice yoke. Because yes, her pickup is farm use, but I had spent all that day, because I just like a clean vehicle inside. Now I can understand my bedroom's a tip, and
you're like the opposite of me. I'm like a woman. My bedroom's immaculate, and my car's a tip.
you know, because I'm never in my bedroom.
Well, fair enough.
Whereas, so anyway, left the pickup at her, cleaned, essentially like the dash and all was spotless, and they were looking all around it. Now, if, say, for instance, you're a salesperson, you go in and the likes of your typical,
I'm
you
just to bounce in. I'm not saying I am a salesperson or anything here. Like,
No, but I'm saying- no.
but this is suppose this is what the comparison.
This is at least. You're
This
talking
is
in
the comparison we're talking about here.
Like, you drive in the likes of, well, I'm just going to continue saying it, in an Amarok. The reason they were called the businessman's Jeep was because they showed wealth, and they were an upmarket pickup. There's a reason now why the men that were driving the Amaroks are now driving a short wheelbase Defender, because that is the new businessman's Jeep.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, if you had the money, I would say Defender.
No.
But they are way out of the price range, and
If I had the money, I would actually buy. What do you call them? Oh, literally, Inigo. We looked them up the other night too.
I don't even know what you're on about.
The Enios. They basically look like what a Defender should look
I'm
like.
near sure like the old style Defender.
They look like an old
modernised.
style Defender, but they are modernized.
Oh right.
They're a
Well, I think as I was going to say, so yes, I don't know. That's just they're like the businessman. You don't put BF Goodrich's on an Amarok. I don't think it looks right. You put a set of 19-inch wheels and just pick up tires on it. Put bars on it, and if you want to, a light bar in your
bars, light bar, the front bull bar would be cool, but
and see if you do them anymore. Sure, all you need to do is a remap, and they do nearly 40 miles to the gallon.
Wishful thinking.
No, genuinely they do.
Well,
so Grassman again did a video, and it was up at Tortronics, and their old Black Edition one, I think it was Donkey's old one, was remapped to 300. So she was low miles anyway at the time, and she was comfortably doing 36-37 miles a gallon.
Right.
My Golf is nearly doing that. Is basically doing that.
My Audi, because
you think about it, it's 300 horsepower and the engine's more than capable. But now in regards to the new one, obviously with being around different towns and that, I've seen a few new Amaroks and the new Ranger. I know the new Ranger is essentially they're doing a baby F-150. Not my taste at all. Again, it
better
just looks
spec
like
than an F-150.
Huh?
Better spec than an F-150.
Oh, really?
Oh, they're fucking basic as fuck.
To be fair, to me, again, they just look like a boat shell has been stuck down on 4 axles. It doesn't look right unless the big, massive wide tyres on them. Don't like the look of the new Amarok. Now, it's like any new vehicle inside, the amenities and all inside are better, but yeah.
I think we can probably say we've discussed that one enough.
If you haven't really noticed, we have been kindly sponsored a engine table by James Duffin.
That's actually something new for 2024. We have sponsors.
Yes. I'm sure you can all agree it's fucking class looking.
It's out of a Rover V8.
I don't know if you can see all cylinders or not, but yes, it is a V8 engine. And Patsy now has somewhere to stay.
That wasn't the old Fuchs oil tin. So yeah, James has donated this to us kindly. He's taken us on, wants to sponsor the pod going forward. So thanks.
Little did I know when I used to sit beside him in biology, and he was doing a lot better in the test, that he would now be sponsoring the pod.
Well, all swings and roundabouts, don't you? So James's company is called Design Crafts, and that's literally.
If you can see it possibly there on YouTube.
I'll be. If you're on YouTube, I'll be.
You better
uploading.
put it there because I look like a dick.
I'll literally put it the other side just to be a knob. So that is Design Crafts, DEZIGNCRAFTZ, and he is on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you, James, and appreciate the support.
Much appreciated.
Well, we move on to the versus challenge.
Yes. Have you thought of one?
No.
Because neither have I.
And in editing magic, we are going to return to our questions in 3, 2, 1.
Will I do mine?
I go for it.
So, very on theme, because it just came into my head there now.
Yes.
Very on theme. So, you're going to a dealership tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes, you are. It is pick-up related, right?
Yeah.
So, you have 2 pickups to look at. One is a 2021 and one is a 2020. So 2021 is Hilux, 2020 is Amarok because it's the last of them made. Both blue, both of all the trimmings, both 40,000 mile on them. One, because it's 2021, is 26,000 and the other is 24,000. What one do you take home? And why? He's actually having to think for once.
Because I've been slamming the Amarok so much, like I want to say Hilux, but the reality is, like them Mark 1 Amaroks are deadly looking. And they will hold their money.
And they will be slightly cheaper than a 1 year newer, because obviously they stopped making them in 2020 for the Ford partnership.
I don't even know which one would hold the money better. Like the Hilux will hold the money just as good as an Amarok.
Funny, whenever you showed me your phone, actually, you were like, "Oh, Amarok's bound to be out my price range," and I was like, "No, it's not." It
wasn't, to be fair.
They're definitely not. They held their money so well because everybody was waiting for the Ford partnership to come out, and now it's come out. They're still holding their money, if you know what I mean. Anybody I've spoke to has been like, it depends if the Ford one is as good as it's meant to be. And for so far, early reports,
They're not.
they're not.
They're not.
That's
They're
now
far from
why
it.
Volkswagen's offering 5-year warranty on them to try and get them to shift.
Aye. Whoa. Hilux.
Still would pay $2,000 more.
Yep, Hilux.
Fair enough.
Hilux.
You know what you actually need to do though, is in all genuine seriousness,
Go and drive them.
Go and drive both.
Go and drive them. I'll head up Creth and go and GTA a few of them.
But you're aye. Okay, fair enough. Now for the editing magic. You think I'm on?
I have a couple. Because there's a couple there that have come into my head, and I was like, I'm just thinking. I've got one here,
Go for it.
and it's a bit. I don't know. This is maybe one, and so heads up, I might have to re-edit this. Whenever we were at the Spring Farm Machinery Show, there was it was that Bayer tanker, wasn't it? That's
Yeah.
the green one as soon as you come in the door.
Yes, with
right?
double bar and all that.
Yeah.
Yes.
If it was the same price as, say, okay, assuming that Bayer's top of the range, right?
Okay.
Everything on it, all the bells and whistles, probably made in Germany, so it's probably much better.
Okay.
Would you buy it, or would you buy like the top of the range, say Red Rock tanker? Even though reality is the top of the range Bayer probably is a much better tanker. What would you go out and buy if they're the same money?
So we'll put it more that they're a 2,000 gallon tanker.
Right, well I'll redo it again then.
Well, no, not even. So yes, I can understand. So would you rather buy, regardless of size?
Would
just
you rather
that or
buy
that?
something? Would you rather buy something from here because you like what's from here, or would you go and buy something German? It's like buying a Joskin or a Kane. Joskin's a much better trailer, but you'll likely buy a Kane.
Again, they're two totally different animals. I would have said, because right. Well, fuck it, fuck that. We'll just talk about the tankers. I would buy Red Rock, and I'll always say Red Rock because one thing.
Quality.
Yes, but also, Quinn Brothers there. We're using 2,000 gallon Red Rock tankers for nearly 30 years.
Yeah, so quality.
And I pretty much like, yeah, there's a reason why you have to wait on a Red Rock for a year. Now, I'm not questioning the other one, but do they not do umbilical cord pumps and everybody still goes for a Dota?
Yeah, I think so.
So-
The Dota would be the pump everybody would go for, like, but then that's because but I think over here in this country we're all driven by brand because everybody's scared to do something different.
Well,
People would be scared of being talked about doing something different. And that is true.
I don't eat right. So you look at Kane, right? They had their classic. Like it's a fucking trailer at the end of the day, right?
Mhm.
So they had their normal silage trailer, and they sold really well because they were not too high a sides and all that crack.
Mhm.
Then you had the likes of the Red Rock, and there's literally a ton and a half of difference in them.
Oh, aye, far heavier trailer.
But then Kane brought out the half pipe, and then everybody made half pipes.
Yeah.
Because yes, it's design oriented here, you know, and the only way to be different is to have a better looking trailer, and it's
Mhm.
going to be you have 2,000 different lights in the back,
Mm.
you know, for no fucking reason whatsoever other than just to look cool. Probably just go Red Rock because it's like anything, you're going to support your nearest and dearest instead of supporting far away, which
Yeah.
is weird when Smith trailers have 50% of their market going outside of Ireland as well as 50% in Ireland.
Aye, but then there's so many trailer suppliers. Like, I was going to do a challenge with you one time. Might B-roll that sometime. I was going to do a challenge with you where I was going to try and get you to name off like a trailer supplier from every county.
But like, if you look at it, like when I done the summer in England,
Mm-hmm.
Bailey and Larrington's mad over there, but over here they're not.
You wouldn't
And
even look near a Billy, like.
No, but then they're catering to the arable market because you can get a potato one, you can get potato and sugar beet would sort of be the same sort of style.
Yeah, it would be, yeah.
With the different sides.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, everything over here is just your high grain side with small silage sides, too. But anyway.
Yeah, fair enough. You any big old skids or one wheel pills for me?
So I've actually a few big old skids.
Yes.
Now 10 months into saying that, it doesn't feel like as big of a dick saying it. But
it's got to the stage now where people
it's
have
just
said
normal.
The last one, people are like writing to me or saying, here's one for your big old skids.
So I'm going to butcher this. Sam, here's Chop. Here's Chip. And TikTok had one up of silage in the snow. They're literally lifting silage in the snow. Don't know what country it is, but I'll just double check here now as I rudely look at my phone to see if I have it saved. And just to show you it. And do I have it saved? Is that it?
If you have it, send it to me so I can put it on.
Aye there. Silage in the snow.
What the fuck? Is that grass?
Yes.
That's genuinely grass.
That's genuinely grass.
Surely that can't be good.
I don't know. Don't know what country it's in, but snow is a new one for us as Farmflix. We did 5th cut last year as well in December. Fuck, it must be round here. Or like in the country. Right, so that's one big old skid. Another one I have is Ryan McCabe got in touch. I'm near sure through TikTok. And he is fixing up an old TM120.
Yes.
But he's put a TM175 engine on it.
Good enough engine, aye.
I thought, would they not... They're not the same block then, no. Because the way, I didn't realise this, but a 7810, 8210, TW25, 15 and 35 are all the same block.
Yes.
Didn't realise that now.
8340, same bell housing on a 7810 as an 8340. I'm near sure about a different engine because they're the Vigo Power Star. And the Power Star engine goes right through the whole way from the 40 series to the TMs. The 155, I think the 175 and 190 are slightly different. There's a bigger injection pump or something on them.
And if I'm thinking right, and I could be butchering this again, Hugh Barr will pull me on this more than likely, but a 40 series is is the successor to 10 series, and the 60 series is a Fiat back end with a Power Star engine, and the F series from the Fiats is a Fiat engine with the same back end as a 60 series.
Something like that, aye.
But yes, so he has done that. Now he did say on it was Insta or TikTok, can't mind, but they've had to put some different gearbox on it, and they had to make it longer than that to suit the engine. But in that weight of a tractor, that will be some going thing, and then when they get the gearbox sorted out there, it's to make it 50k, so that will be a total animal.
There was issues. I know the gearbox was an issue with the gearboxes did give problems in the 175 and the 190. Like the one saying, boys, New Holland diehards will always say is New Holland never made a bad tractor apart from the TM 175 and the 190. Now
but
they fixed
it in the blue stickered ones.
They fixed it by 2006, but the damage was done. Yes.
The other thing I would have is to be fair to Dairymaster under warranty. So in our commander units is big out of skid. Supposedly the actual board on the commander units, so the commander is basically the thing that displays your litres, the cow number and the grip and all that. So there was meant to be a batch of them, and we just happened to be in that batch where there was a fault in the design or something on them or that, and basically they were out and replaced them to whatever is meant to sort it, and I've had no real so far issues with them. The only thing that really messed up on them was if I was going too hard at the milking, and say like the auto ID had missed one cow, then it wouldn't let me type in the cow number, but I've had no since issues.
Right.
So that's good.
Good enough.
No one wheel pills bar farming has left me busy. I'm down with the busy.
Down with the busy. I have a few here. Adam McCartney sent me in send it to me on TikTok. It was a It was I seen a video. Funny, there's an old cousin of mine. He does something similar years ago, sewing with a fiddle.
Oh yes.
Aye.
And up to 5 acres could be covered in one day.
You imagine that? Like, I remember.
You ever sit in with somebody sewing with a wagtail? My dad used to sow grass seed with a wagtail.
Yeah.
And he was saying he had it down to he was quite happy himself. He had it down to fine art, because obviously now you just get the grass stitcher in, or else the
wagtail would have been the most common thing for sowing grass seed back in the day. Like, but yeah, it's just when you see that and you think like that wouldn't have even been 100 years ago, would it?
No, in the
50s probably.
50s, maybe even the 60s.
So
In the 70s, more like the start of the 35s now came out.
35s come out in the 50s.
50s.
Aye.
Oh well, maybe
My 35 is a 1960 model. Like, they started in 58.
If farming comes as far as it has in the last 70 years, God only knows where we'll be.
The vegans may have taken over by that stage.
Or else everywhere will be back in trees.
Growing up rather than going out.
Well, I can mind in a class in Greenmount that the amount of actual soil that has drained away out of the fields in England from like East Anglia and that would scare you.
Seriously?
Because obviously if you're just continually working the land, there's so much of it runs off into the streams.
Yeah. Soil erosion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a good few decades left in it, but then there'll be more and more barren land.
Interesting.
Because you think about, we have 6 inches to 12 inches of topsoil, if you're lucky. They've 5 foot.
Fuck.
Because my first thing when I was over there was, see if you do get stuck. I'm used to getting, running away from the tractor and the blue rubber tube coming after you, Whereas over there, it's just like, we'll just pull you out.
Yeah, over here, if you get stuck, it's like a cardinal sin.
Like, the tractors get stuck because the ground's so good.
So it's just soft?
Well, it's more like it's so much topsoil.
Yeah.
I think. I'm going to sound like a dick if
Yeah,
that's
we
wrong.
just clay. Lots and lots of clay. Callum Watt wrote to me. I thought I talked about this in the last podcast, but I must have forgot to put it in. I met him in Ballymena one day.
Oh, you did talk about it in the last podcast.
He sent me a message going, I thought I nearly made it to the last podcast. And I was like, I'm near sure I talked about
you
you.
did.
I thought I talked about that too.
You were in boots and he came out and then you waited on him and then you thought he wasn't going to show up and then he did show up and then you got your photo with him and then your mum was really like, what the fuck?
Aye. I thought that, right.
You did say that.
I did say that, okay. Right, well, Callum, so Callum, there you go. There's proof from Conor in this podcast that we did talk about you. Fair play.
You should just listen to the doll.
He's a big fan, to be fair, so fair play to him.
Yeah, fair play to him.
Lovely lad as well, so fair play. So I seen something I was going down to Dublin last week at work, and I don't know if there's a big old skid or a one-wheel pile, but it was Garn Noon on the Two Johnnies. And was talking about how he made an OnlyFans. Have you heard of his thing about OnlyFans? Garn Noon made an OnlyFans of him basically sitting down with a camera opposite the other side table of him fully clothed, just telling people, talking to the camera, saying he thinks they're lovely and he'd love to give them a cuddle. Right? Apparently women go mad for this.
Well, realistically, OnlyFans is just meant to be Patreon.
Well, I was going to say,
what it was set up for.
Do you think we could get you squeezed into a mechanic suit and get you to do some things to make the podcast a bit of extra money?
That would need me to be good looking.
I haven't figured out what we're going to actually get you to do.
Why are you getting me to do it?
Well,
you loved in front of camera.
I don't want to go on OnlyFans.
I'm not going on OnlyFans.
Right. Well, clearly this idea is not going to work.
You'd be starting off saying, "Our only friends of the pod."
No friends, only fans. Brackets of the pod. Yeah, I just was listening on it. It's just like, is there any way I can
There'll be
convince...
limited slip, no dicks to be seen.
I was just after listening, I was like, is there anything I could convince Conor to do that would be a good idea? We could make an OnlyFans out of him.
The last thing I'm going to do is go on OnlyFans.
I mean, I'm not volunteering myself for it. Like,
you're the one brought it up.
Yeah, I know. But I'm not going to
You
volunteer.
followed through with your own idea.
No. No. Anyway, so right, fine.
Why would you even think about that
I thought it was really funny.
in your head?
Yeah. And I thought it was good podcast talking about content. Wait here, this big old skid. Padraig Leonard. Or sorry, not Padraig. Porrick, because I keep getting it wrong. Porrick Leonard. Was writing to me, said he, after the last podcast, he sent me a message going, in the last podcast, I like kept throwing in throwbacks from like previous podcasts. He was like, he wrote to me going, is it bad I know every one of them throwbacks word for word?
Is it bad that he sent me the same one too?
Aye.
And the other thing is about Porrick. Well, I'm going to call you fucking Padraig, whether you like it or not, because that's just the way I pronounce it. I get this Snapchat from him, and I was like, fuck it then. I sent a thing just to him, just a random photo, and I got back, oh, you've actually caught on to the streaks then. And I was like, you cheeky bastard. You cheeky bastard.
I was streak with him.
Well, I know that, but I never replied to them, and then I did. So I now have a streak with him.
And
it's infectious. It's taken over. And then actually, no, I can't mind the second name, but TJ on Snapchat added me.
I don't know what his second name is, because it just comes up TJ.
Aye.
I thought it was...
He sent me one, and I was like, oh, I'll be just nice and send one back. And then I got another one back, and I was like, oh, is this the typical thing where... I've seen... Like,
I've had a few other ones do this to me as well.
Like my nieces and that, where they just literally send photos back and forward, and it's just like nothing. And they have streaks with a million people. What else big old skids do you have?
I actually don't have any more big old skids. I have a one-wheel pile.
Oh, what is that?
Right, I have a Bluetooth transmitter in my car. Like one of those style things, just to play through the radio. See, sort of from Newry to like Drogheda, I have it tuned to like channel 108. It's like the one where I get the least interference. But this keeps happening. There's like some radio channel that just about sort of intercepts, right? So it's not really loud, but it's loud enough. And going down to work the other day, like going down to Dublin, I was playing, and then it just started, you hear the talking, like that's what it sounds like. So then I would pause it, and then I was like, oh, right, and then there'd be quiet, and I'd press play. And as soon as I pressed play, all I heard was the interference coming through again. And I was just like, pause it again. Waited for like 20 seconds. Nothing. Press play again. Literally within 3 seconds. And I was like, fuck! Just stopped and drove to like, from like, probably the guts of Dundalk to Drogheda, just not even listening to the radio, just seething in anger.
You ought just buy a better radio.
Yeah, I could, but instead
of pick up funds.
Yeah, exactly. So that's me done there. I have nothing else. Do you have anything else to?
No. Right. So,
are you starting to get cold?
No,
I'm starting to get cold.
What?
Yeah, I'm starting to get cold.
I'm actually nice and cozy here.
Oh, fuck.
To be honest. But so that is episode 27, sort of more or less wrapped up then.
Episode 26.
What?
I was about to say episode 26 wrapped up.
No, we've done that.
Well,
see,
that was her.
See, although I can't count, as you would have heard on the TikTok before, I have a milking powder that can count to 14, and I just had to try and put in the rest myself, you know. There. But anyway, so that's episode 27. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, everybody. If you're watching us on YouTube, hopefully you like our new engine table that was kind of sponsored to us by
Design Crafts.
And Patsy now is not going to fall off, and the amount of times he had to re-stick his eyes on the same was quite something else.
Yeah.
We do have other furniture, but we don't have room for it at the moment. So this is yet another wee addition to the studio, or sort of studio. But anyway, so that wraps us up anyway.
Aye.
I'm going on a wee
you sound like, you literally sounded like a little old man there. Like the type of man, Jesus, I remember back in the day, sure, we had the way things used to be, you know, and talk about the old things, and Christ, I mind that. And just a load of on.
Yes. Well, anyway, take 3. So that wraps us up. So for the first time, that wraps us up for episode 27. Hopefully you have enjoyed all the crack. You'll probably disagree with everything we've said about pickups. And to be honest with you, at this moment in time, I need to fucking go milk the cows. So I am at Conor.magoo on basically everything. We are at Limited Slip Differences on basically everything. And you are...
Michael Scullin _ on basically everything.
And if you're watching
Considering
YouTube,
Connor's now rushing us through because he needs to go and milk, so...
yes. So if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button if you're watching YouTube. Hit like, and don't be afraid to leave us comment. We do look at them.
We genuinely do, and we take
just-
advice on board.
Just we don't really normally respond to them, but we're getting better at that. And on Instagram, if you have any ideas or that, or TikTok, don't be afraid to fire us a message. We will see it eventually.
Sorry.
We are a bit shit and always down with the busy. So, on that note, thanks very much for listening, guys.
All the best, folks. Thanks very much.
And thanks very much. And see you in episode 28 if you like us.
And if you don't, well then we'll not see you.
If you don't, then fuck you.
Oh.